This is how to make Greek yogurt. All right, hello everyone. This is going to be a video presentation on how to make Greek yogurts. Once again, my name is Matthew Cress of Cress Dietetics, and without further ado, let's get started. So basically, Greek yogurt is just regular yogurt that you have strained the liquid out of. Not all of the liquid, because then you'd be getting like a hard cheese, but a good majority of the liquid out of it, so that you're left with a thicker inconsistency type of yogurt that is then more rich in protein, which is a very interesting aspect for those who are interested in having a more protein-rich diet. And so this yogurt is a batch that I made in one of my previous videos, my yogurt experiment video. Please check that out if you're interested. But you can make Greek yogurt from either homemade yogurt or even yogurt that you've bought at the store. So let's go over our materials. So besides the yogurt, you will need a cheesecloth or a kitchen towel. This type of cheesecloth, so how about I give you a zoom in, has this type of texture to it. And so what this texture will do, because it's a rather open weave, is it's going to let water pass through, but the more solid aspect of the yogurt will not pass through. So you'll get, you'll get the solid Greek yogurt here, and the water will drip out through the other end. And I will put it over a mixing bowl to hold it, just like this. And I will drape it over, and I will pour my yogurt in this way, and I will let it drip for quite a few hours. Alternatively, what you can also do with, if you don't have a cheesecloth, is you can also just get a regular clean kitchen towel. I will say that some people will want to make sure that they rinse out their cheesecloth or kitchen towel so that there are no fragrances from the laundry that are being introduced into your Greek yogurt. You're wanting everything to be as neutral as possible, and you don't want to introduce any kind of confounding factors in that sense. Now, there is a certain particularity with how you strain your Greek yogurt. You can either line it over a colander and a mixing bowl like this, or if you were to tie all four of your cheesecloth ends together. So usually what I would do is I would set this up this way, and then you would put your yogurt in here, and you can leave it like this, or you can also take all four ends like this, and then you would attach them, you would tie them, or you would, maybe do a zip tie or whatever. You would attach them, and you can hang this up over some kind of suspension. If you have a hook, you would hook it up and you would let it drip through the end. If you were to do it this way and hang it up to let it drip dry, you will get a much thicker Greek yogurt in comparison to just letting it sit like this. And this way is the method that I'm going to choose to do for this specific video, just for sake of simplicity. All right, so all I have done, I didn't even realize I wasn't filming because I was just talking away like I do. Anyway, so I have 1,000 grams, which is just 1 kilo in my separated from my base yogurt. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this sit out, and because I'm weighing everything, I am going to get the amount of grams of liquid that's being strained out, and I'm going to get the amount of grams of final product of Greek yogurt that I will be getting. There we go. 1,000 grams. In that way, we have a very clear understanding of what we're getting start to finish, end product versus the amount of product which is called whey, that's whey protein, that liquid's being strained out, how much of that we might not be using. All right, so next, what we're going to talk about is letting this sit out, because I know that this is a question that a lot of people are going to have when you are making Greek yogurt. And so now what I'm doing is I'm breaking up the protein matrix in my yogurt, just so that the dripping process can happen a little bit faster. And so some people have voiced concern about, oh, I'm leaving my food out, is my yogurt going to spoil? No, your yogurt is not going to spoil. It's just fine. This product right here is a reinforced bacterial culture, and it is very shelf stable. If you're concerned, all you really need to do is just stir it every once in a while just to break it up to make it strain faster. But in any case, you do not need to worry about how long you're leaving this out for. By the time it's done dripping, you should be all good. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you, hang on, we're gonna do one of these. We're gonna bring all four corners together. And then as I pull up, you should be able to see, it looks like it's peeing, but you can tell that it is dripping already. And I already have this much whey, which is that liquid on the bottom, in my bowl that is being strained out. And as the hours go on, the more whey will be dripping out. And so here I will do this. And then what I'm going to do, just to make sure that there are no bugs or anything or no dust, I'm just going to do one of these just to protect my Greek yogurt. And then alternatively, what you can also do is you can get a plate, you can put a plate on top to help with the weight on top to help it strain even farther. So for example, you could do one of these plus like a cast iron sandwich plate, for example, or, you could, add a bottle of liquor on top, or you don't even need to do this. This will be pretty well strained within, I would say about 4 hours. I would check on it. I like my Greek yogurt to be rather, I don't want it to be too hard. I don't want it to be too cheesy, but as you can tell, look, I started this 5 minutes ago and I already have a pretty interesting consistency. And so what you will see, for those who have never done this before, is that you are going to get a stiffer yogurt near the edge, as in where the cheesecloth is. And so you'll get stiffness over here, and then here you'll have your most liquid. And so if you're interested and you want to speed things up, you can go in here and you can just push things around, and that will make the water coming out of it go much, much faster. But as you can tell, this has only been 5 minutes and my yogurt is already looking much stiffer already. And you can tell, hang on, let me pull this up. Already got that much yogurt, that much whey out of my yogurt. So we are well on our way, but I'm going to let this hang out all on its own. I think I've given you guys a pretty good visual. If you have questions about my process, just ask in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get to them. All right, so it has been about 4 hours since we last. Actually, no, it's been about 5 hours since I last checked in, and as you can tell, this is looking. Look at how much drier, how much more solid that looks. Now, this is the type of Greek yogurt that I usually end up doing. I'll stop it here. If I were to push this further, this would become more of like a spreadable cream cheese almost. And as you can tell, this is really, honestly, this is actually already like a spreadable cream cheese. This has gone a little bit farther than I'm used to. But this, I'm going to pull this. This is going to be good as is, but this is just to give you a visual of what Greek yogurt, looks like from start to finish. This actually, I wouldn't even call this Greek yogurt. I would call this, I've gone too far. This is more of a like spreadable yogurt cheese almost, but that would actually, I can still get a quote-unquote Greek yogurt out of this. All I would have to do is I would just have to take this plus all of this, well, not all of this, but some of this, and I just have to mix some of it back in here until I get the consistency that I am wanting. But this is just to give you a visual, and this is a testament to always make sure that you are looking at what you're doing when you're doing it for the first time. I usually only let it sit for maybe about 3-4 hours, but since it's been about 5, this has gone farther. So of course it's a little bit drier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weigh my my strained yogurt, and I'm going to weigh the liquid whey, W-H-E-Y, to see the weight difference. All right, so we are just going to put our handy dandy scale here, put our mixing bowl on top, zero it out, and I'm just going to do one of these. Hang on, let's give you a visual. So it looks like, so from our 1,000 grams, from our start point, it looks like we are almost half of that was liquid in my yogurt, because we're almost at 500 grams that has been extracted from this yogurty cheese, Greek yogurt. All right, so be prepared. This is usually kind of a little bit messier, but now we're going to do our, that has come out actually quite much cleaner. Usually when it's a little bit wetter, when the quote unquote cheese is a little bit wetter, it sticks more to the cheesecloth. And, of course you can see I have some residue here, which is perfectly normal, but, hang on. But I do have about 415 here, which is a little bit interesting because that tells me that I probably have those extra grams are probably just, all of this on my cheesecloth. But that shows you the difference between, and I will take a rubber spatula to this and I'll scrape it off into here. And that'll show you that I've got probably about like a half and half type of separation here. So I did scrape, but one thing that is definitely different, this entire cheesecloth, it's wet. It weighs a ton. Well, it's entirely saturated. And so honestly, I am not going to wring this out, but the weight that is here in my extracted whey and the weight that is here in my Greek yogurt and the saturation of the weight of the, little bits and the whey, there is some stuff in here that's probably explaining the difference in my grammage here and the reason why it's not adding up to 1,000. All right, so just for information, hang on, let's do one of these. Oh yeah, look at all that. I've wrung out 35 extra grams away there. So, of course, there's going to be some loss here and then in other processes. And, you've got some excess on your spoon. It's fine. But that gives you a very general idea of where all of the yogurt weight has gone. All right. So now, just to prove a point, I'm going to take some of my strained yogurt like this, which honestly, guys, I had a spoonful. It's delicious. It's so good. And I'm going to take a little bit of this. Hang on. And if I'm to mix it up, I'm just going to get my regular yogurt. And look at that. Now that looks like thick Greek yogurt. That looks perfect. That looks like something that I would put in a bowl and I would have some fruit with. So, if you do go too far and you have one of these, just take, a tablespoon or two at a time of your extracted whey and add it back in until you get your desired consistency here. This is a Greek yogurt video, so I am going to fix my mistake. I'm going to start with just 2 tablespoons, 2 spoonfuls, and I'm just going to keep stirring until it gets to be the consistency that I'm looking for with typical Greek yogurt. So hang on, let's add a little bit more. Okay, that'd be another spoonful. And This is just, you know, I do this maybe every other time, every 3 times. It's not an often occurrence. Usually I only need to strain for about 3 hours, but because I was busy and doing other things, you know, I just let it go too far. But not a mistake that is irreversible. You can definitely make this look much, much better. And look at that. We are already getting something that looks a little bit more consistent to Greek yogurt. I'm going to do one more. And like I say, measure with your heart. Hang on. Okay. You know what? I think we are at a good spot right here. This is looking less cheesy and more Greek yogurty. And this tastes super good. How about, hang on, I'm going to have a bite right here. Oh man, that's tart. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's super good. All right. That is how you make Greek yogurt. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. Once again, my name is Matthew Cress, and you can find me at cress@tedx.com. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.